What's going on, guys? Kyle Gravy here, and I'm going to be bringing you 10 tips to become a better player at Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And I do apologize, this video is coming out a lot later than I would have liked. I made a tip video for Modern Warfare Remastered a few weeks ago that's done pretty well on the channel, and it's got a lot of good feedback from you guys in the community, so thank you for all that. And the reason I haven't uploaded this video yet is because Infinite Warfare has been just so buggy on the Xbox One. I think it's been a lot easier for PlayStation 4 users. Unfortunately, I play mainly on the Xbox One, so I've been suffering a lot of game crashes and other things like that, but the latest update kind of fixed all that stuff, so thank you, Infinity Ward. I'm finally able to start enjoying Infinite Warfare, and let's get into these tips. So the very first tip I can give you guys is you have to use the personal radar. This is hands down the best piece of equipment in the entire game. Now, before I tell you all the good things about the personal radar, I'm going to tell you how it works. I just activated it on screen. There's 3 tiers to it: the outside ring, the middle ring, and the inside ring. And it's a little bit confusing because the outside ring has the biggest red glow when enemies are near. That's not what you want to be looking for. You want to be looking at the inside ring and the middle ring. The closer they are to the center of the personal radar, that's how close they are to you. So the inside ring means guys are just a few steps away. The middle ring, they're within grenade throwing distance, so anywhere from like 15 to 50 feet. And then the outside ring, you really don't have to worry about that too much because that's only long lights of sight you'll ever be able to see someone if they're on the outside ring. So don't really pay too much attention to the outside ring when the middle and the inside rings are glowing. You got to look at those first because that's where the enemies nearest you are. And the personal radar is just so good because you always know where the enemies are coming from. You don't have to rely on getting a 4-kill streak or your teammates getting a 4-kill streak for that UAV. The personal radar is just one of the best pieces of equipment because it's so good in any type of game mode you play. Team deathmatch, you always want to know where enemies are coming from. Search and destroy, definitely, because you only have one life. Domination, it's a little more hectic of a game mode, so there's always going to be UAVs and stuff, but a lot of people run Ghost and not many people run the perk to counter the personal radar, so hands down, it's the best piece of equipment in the game, and you definitely need to be running it. Running the Spartan SA3 launcher is going to be my second tip for you guys because there's going to be UAVs and counter UAVs every single time you play the game. So why not get a free 75 or 100 points every time you shoot one of these down? And the cool thing is you do get 3 rockets with the Spartan, so you can even take out a Warden in 1 life if you shoot it and hit it every single time. Unfortunately, the Warden has flares to deflect that first shot, but if you don't lock on and you're right underneath it, you can actually hit it without the flares distracting your missile. And if you guys just free fired, it's pretty easy to hit because the Warden's such a big score streak. It takes up a lot of space in there, and it's a free 150 points, and it's going to help your teammates a lot because they're not going to be dying all the time. You get the free 150 points, and it helps you guys get back in the game faster. And also, for game modes that are non-respawn, like Reinforce, it was in the game a few weeks ago, but they took it out, and Search and Destroy, there's always going to be UAVs right off spawn, and this is going to help you get a free 75 points right off the bat, and it's going to help your teammates from not dying as they're running through the map, probably aimlessly without Ghost or anything, so it's really good to run that. But also, the Spartan is a pretty good weapon to actually get kills with, so I'm going to show you guys an example right here. I'm spawning in on Reinforce. I pick up a Warden, throw a C4 down on our home flag, and I'm running around trying to get to the left side of the map. Unfortunately, we got guys flanking over at A, and I know I got a C4 on there, so I'm going to pull out the Spartan. I'm going to jump in there and shoot down at the ground, and I get a big explosion, get 2 kills with the Spartan SA3 launcher. So it's a fantastic secondary weapon to run. It's a lot better than the pistols and other stuff you can get, such as the combat knife. So tip number 2, run the Spartan SA3 launcher. Tip number 3 is going to be a suggestion for what you should run with your perks. Fortunately, there's not a lot of crutch perks in Infinite Warfare. In previous Call of Duties, there was like 1 or 2 perks that you absolutely had to run to be successful. Infinite Warfare is really not like that. Oftentimes, you'll see guys run with 1 or 2 perks and then just load up on attachments for their weapons with like 3 or 4 attachments. Infinite Warfare is totally different from previous Call of Duties, so perks aren't as dominant as they used to be, but there are 3 different perks that I find extremely useful, and the good thing is they're in different perk categories, so you don't have to run any wild cards to pick all 3 perks at the same time. This will save you a lot of points in the pick 10 system. So perk 1, you want to run Ghost to keep you off the UAVs. That's pretty self-explanatory, and the good thing about Ghost is you don't have to be moving for it to work. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of liked when people had to be moving, so it'd prevent camping, but it is what it is. Ghost, definitely the best tier 1 perk in the entire game. Now for perk 2, a lot of people don't know this, and perk 2s are usually the ones that are just skipped over and people just delete them for attachments and stuff, but I'm telling you, Cold-Blooded in the perk 2 slot is absolutely crucial because it keeps you off personal radars. And I already told you guys in tip number 1 how good the personal radars are. So if you guys are dying a lot and there's no enemy UAVs up, it's probably because people are activating their personal radars and you are not running Cold-Blooded. So especially in Search and Destroy, you want to run Cold-Blooded, but if you're going for high streaks, you never want people to know where you are and you're running stealth classes. Perk 2 always has to be Cold-Blooded. And on to Perk 3, pretty self-explanatory. You want to run Dead Silence because it's not only like one perk in this game, it's pretty much two, because not only does it silence your footsteps, it also silences your thruster. So it's like having Dead Silence and Blast Suppressor combined into one. Fantastic perk, and those are going to be the 3 perks that you should run in Infinite Warfare. My fourth tip for you guys is going to be regarding the combat rig and what you should be choosing, and it's all dependent on the game mode that you're playing. So for example, if you're playing Search and Destroy, you don't want to run a payload weapon because those take so much longer to acquire. It takes a lot more kills, a lot more time to get them. You want to run something more on the lines of an ability. So for example, I have FTL jump on right here. It charges relatively quickly. You can also run phase shift on the FTL character, and then Synaptic also has rewind, which charges really fast. Those are all very good for Search and Destroy. And then the traits, there's a few good traits that both these characters have that's going to help you in Search and Destroy. So for the FTL character, Perception is like 6 cents from Call of Duty Ghosts. It's really crucial. You guys seen my HUD just pulsed yellow when I was being spotted and I didn't know. Unfortunately, it didn't help me out there, but so many times it has saved me in Search and Destroy. And then on the Synaptic character that does have rewind, there's an ability kind of like Afterburner from Black Ops 3. It's called Propulsion. It's going to help you recharge your jetpack a lot quicker so you can boost around the map. But Search and Destroy is not the only game mode you have to worry about when you're picking your payload. So for example, if you're playing a respawn game mode which requires you to capture objectives such as Domination or Hardpoint, you want to run a combat rig which has a good payload and trait to help you capture those objectives. So for example, Striker, he has a fantastic trait called the Trophy Drone, which deflects incoming explosives, pretty much like a trophy system which will be on your body. I think it only deflects one incoming explosive, but it's still better than nothing. It's going to save you and your teammates a lot of times from dying to grenades while you're on the hill or on the flag in Domination. And then he has a very good payload weapon called the Gravity Vortex Gun, which you get 2 black hole projectile shots. And anytime someone's on a Domination flag, you shoot it down on the flag, it's going to kill anyone capturing that flag. And then if the enemy team is in the hard point and you got to clear it out, you do get 2 shots, so you can pretty much fill up an entire room with both those shots. It's fantastic for those respawn game modes. And then if you're playing a game mode like Capture the Flag whenever they decide to bring that back, or Uplink where you have to capture objectives by running, you want to run the Warfighter combat rig, which has Overdrive as his ability for the payload. And then he has some pretty decent traits. I think Ping would be really good because if you do get a kill while you're carrying the drone or the flag and Capture the Flag, and you see a lot of enemies spawning around that, you're going to be able to get that initial ping, and it's going to give you an idea of what avenue to take. So Warfighter is really good for uplink and Capture the Flag. And then you guys just look around in the combat rigs and look at the different abilities and traits and all that kind of stuff, and you guys will see what's going to be beneficial in certain game modes. So that's going to be tip number 4. My 5th tip is for all my objective players out there that always try and solo cap flags and Domination and just always die. Try and plant a bomb in Search and Destroy and you get shot in the back because you don't have a teammate watching you. I'm telling you, the Dome Shield and the Tactical Equipment slot is going to be your best friend. Not only does it protect you from incoming bullets and energy shots, but it also deflects grenades off the shield. The only thing that ever can penetrate it, I believe, is the Seeker grenade can crawl inside of it, but not too many people run that, so you don't have to worry about that. And the Dome Shield also has a couple other unique features. You guys see right there, I'm throwing a Dome Shield so my buddy can plant the bomb without getting shot. The cool thing about the Dome Shield is when you're inside it, you can actually jump out of it. So, for example, if you're sniping and you're in a long hallway, you can jump snipe out of it, which is a really good strategy. Not many people are going to just pre-aim the top of the shield, so it's a pretty good strategy to use. The Dome Shield has quite a few niches in the game. It's one of the best tactical equipment slots right behind the personal radar. So if you guys are an objective player, make sure you give the Dome Shield a try. It's going to save you so many times on capturing those flags. That's going to be tip number 5. Moving along to tip number 6, and guys, I cannot stress this tip enough. You have to run a lethal in this game. This isn't a Call of Duty where you can just disregard your lethal equipment spot and then dump it out for a perk or an attachment. I mean, look at that. I just got a triple kill off spawn with the C4 and reinforce while they were capturing the flag. You can airburst the C4 in this game, so once you get high enough level to unlock the C4, make sure you use it. But the cluster grenade, which is the first one you get, is really good as well. It's a little bit different than the frag grenade, and you can't throw them as far, but they are, I think, even deadlier than the frag grenade because when they explode, they pulse like 4 or 5 times, so it's harder to run away from them. And guys, just moment of silence for these 6 guys. I'm in a 6v1 situation, search and destroy. I already killed 3 guys. That cluster grenade got me a car bomb. And this is a little tip from before. I'm playing search and destroy, so I'm going to use the FTL jump. Something that I can get in search, and it really helped me out in getting that kill. I turn on that guy with the sniper, and then I'm also using perception, which comes in clutch here. I know the guy's right behind me, so I'm going to wait him out, jump up, get the 6v1 clutch, guys. Make sure you're running a lethal, and that's tip number 6. My next tip for you guys is going to help you get those high score streaks in the game. So like the 1100 point Warden, the 1300 point Thor, or the Apex, the oversized assault drone. What you want to use is the Warfighter combat rig. Equip combat focus as your payload so you can get double points for like kills and capturing objectives for about 10 seconds. Then the trait, use resupply. It's going to give you your lethals and tacticals back after you get a kill with a bullet, ballistic weapon, or an energy weapon. That's going to get you your score streaks so incredibly easy. Guys, I've told you the personal radars are the best equipment in the game. You're going to be constantly getting them, and you're always going to know where the enemy's going to be. Saving your salvage is my next tip for you guys because there's no worse feeling in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare than getting a duplicate weapon that you already have. So I got the K-Bar Haste there. I only got 5 salvage for a weapon that costs 200. Are you kidding me? That's what the rate is. It'd take me 40 of those just to make back the 200. So that's just for the common variant. Imagine buying the common, rare, and the legendary, spending 2,300 salvage, and then you have 0. So you have to save up from 0 to 4,000 to get the epic variant. And then on your way doing that, you get a bunch of keys, you open crates, and guess what? You end up getting a duplicate legendary variant. Well, you've wasted pretty much 1,500 salvage because you're only going to get like 100 in return. It's absolutely ridiculous the little amount of duplicate salvage you get. So the smart thing to do, save up 6,300 salvage and then buy the common for 200, the rare for 500, the legendary for 1,600, and then finally the epic for 4,000. That's the smartest way to spend your salvage. Now, if you guys are like me, you absolutely hate joining lobbies already in progress because you're always getting thrown on the losing team and there's always score streaks in there. So as soon as you spawn, you're dying to a Warden and a bunch of other stuff. There's a way to 100% avoid this. So when you go on the loading screen, as you guys see, I'm scrolling down. If everything's at 0, like the KD, wins, and the win streak, everything's 0, 0, 0. That means the lobby's already in progress. So you guys can back out before you actually get put in the lobby. There's the 10-second loadout. And this is going to help you guys avoid so much heartache. You're never going to have to be put into a game where you're getting absolutely streaked out. It's no fun to join in a game and just die 10 straight times because the Warden's in the air or an Apex is flying around or they have a Thor or they just have you spawn trapped. You're never going to have to run into that again. Anytime you see 0, 0, 0, just back out and save yourself the trouble. And rounding out this top 10 tips video for you guys, if you see anything like this, you get out of the way. There's a new mechanic in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare where if someone is sniping and they're aiming down sight, there's a giant lens flare or flashlight that'll stare right back at you. So that's going to give you the cue that you do not want to challenge that engagement. Now, if you're just in a big open area where you can jump and strafe around, it's going to be hard for that sniper to actually connect. So if you have that ability, make sure you're jumping and strafing. You're going to be able to dodge the sniper shot. But if it's a long like corridor or hallway, you're probably not going to win that engagement. So just get out of the way, find a flanking route, try and challenge in any other way. But guys, that's going to be it for my 10 tips to become a better player at Infinite Warfare. If you guys have any tips for people in the community, make sure you leave them down below in the comment section. I know I'd appreciate it, and a lot of people that watch this video would appreciate it as well. We're all trying to get better at Call of Duty. We're trying to grow as a community, so make sure you guys stay active. And if you guys are new to the channel and you did happen to enjoy this video, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos of mine. Give the video a like rating as well so it helps it reach out to other people that are new. And that's going to be it. So until next time, See ya.